Hey guys, I want to talk about comparison a little bit. I hear so many people when I'm talking to them that are frustrated with their life and where their life's at. I feel like they're not taking inventory on how far they've come. I think it's important that everybody realizes the race you're always running is the race against yourself. It's kind of like life is like golf. You're out there with a bunch of other people, and a lot of times everybody thinks, well, I'm playing against the other guy. But actually, in golf, you're almost always playing to beat your last best score. You're always playing to better yourself. Like those golfers are playing because they want to take a few strokes off. They know where their strokes are at. They know the guy's handicap is at a 20 or a 10, or it's at a par and he's trying to trim two. That's where the game is at, is can I get better? Can I consistently get better? If you're comparing yourself against your neighbor who has the bigger house, the faster car, the larger retirement, whatever the case is, you've got to know, listen, my dad used to always tell me, Dave, I know you're a great fighter. He'd say, but there's always going to be somebody that hits harder than you, somebody that's faster than you, and somebody that's better than you. And in life, it's the same way. Listen, no matter how much money you make, there's going to be somebody making more. If you're making 400 million, you got Elon stepping on you. And if you're Elon, you got somebody out there, nobody knows their name, that's sitting in the trillions selling oil, right? Like there's always somebody bigger, faster, stronger, better, smarter. Like it doesn't matter how intelligent you are. You're going to be the smartest person in the room. You're going to walk into a room and somebody's going to outsmart you. You've got to be in the race against yourself. The how can I get better? How can I be the best version of myself? And if you're constantly in the how was I yesterday? How was I 6 months ago? Have I incrementally gotten better? Have I put in the investment, the self-leadership in order to get better gain? Then you're going to always be winning. But if you're always looking at what he has or what she has, what they've got, where they've gone, how much they've acquired at this stage in their life, you're going to think you're supposed to be running right next to them. Because in the falseness of that golf game, you're going to think because we're on a course right next to each other on hole 17, you think because they're on hole 17 that you're supposed to have the exact same score as them. But what you don't know is that maybe those people that are behind you started on the back nine, you started on the front nine. Everything is different. You got to realize, guys, that the game you're playing is different than the game your friend is playing, different than the game your brother's playing, different than the game your parents played. You've got to be in your lane. Where is my life at? Where am I at today? Take inventory and then come up with a plan on how you can better yourself, how you can lead yourself. Self-leadership is important, how you can lead yourself to be better tomorrow. You cannot compare yourself to others. You compare yourself to you. How was I yesterday? Am I doing something to get better today? And that's the game. Was I at 36 grand yesterday a year and now I'm at 50? That's something to celebrate. That's something to be proud of. Were you at 80 and now you're at 120? That's something to be proud of. Maybe you just broke six figures and now you're at 200. But it feels like, oh, my neighbors and everybody I'm hanging out with now is at the 400 and 500 mark. And you feel like you're losing in life. You are not losing in life. You're winning. And you got to get your eyes off of their prize and get your eyes on your prize. Stop messing around looking at other people's lots in life and start paying attention to your own. And when you do, and you get focused on your own, you'll know where the cracks are at. You'll know what you need to do to fix yours, and you will incrementally get better. Listen, comparison is the thief of all joy. Everything you work so hard for, thrown away because your neighbor has a bigger house, a nicer car, better clothes. Forget all that nonsense. Get locked in on you, and then you can get there. But when you get there, if you'll stop comparing yourself, when you get there and you're the neighbor, you'll reach out and help somebody because you'll remember what it felt like. And you'll be the kind guy that's made it. That's what you want to be, is the person who recognizes the moment, who lives in the moment. Don't live with the regrets of the past on why you're not here, your time and your thoughts being stolen by yesterday, and all your worry in the future about how it's not going to get better, that you're missing the present. Comparison is a thief. It steals your today because it gives you regret of yesterday and concern of tomorrow. Forget all that nonsense. Be right here. How can I get better? How can I be the best version of myself? What do I need to do? And the best part is, if you haven't been doing it, you get to start today. It's perpetual. It's one day at a time, which means every day you wake up, you get an opportunity to be a better version of you. Stop comparing. Start competing against yourself and say, where was I yesterday? Where was I 6 months ago? What do I want to be in 6 months? And what do I got to do that? What do I got to do to be that better version? And if it's exercise, listen, and you're just getting started, don't give yourself a hard time. Just get up and walk a mile. That's it. Just take a walk. And then maybe take a longer walk in a week, right? Don't try to say I'm going to change the whole world tomorrow. Just say I'm going to get after it. I'm going to start taking bite sizes one at a time out of this big problem until you start solving it. And then in 6 months from now, you'll look back and you'll be proud of what you did because you'll be focused in on you. You'll be getting better, and you'll start to create attention because people are going to be watching you grow and create momentum, and they'll want to know what's going on in your life. So that's my advice to you today. Stop comparing. It steals the joy out of life. Start rejoicing and celebrating and being really glad for the things that you do have. And those that appreciate the things they have seem to get more. It's just the way that life works. When you're grateful for little, it seems like much makes its way to you. That's my advice for today.